Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Young and Dynamic. I'm super excited to welcome you all Dynamites, High Life Foundation staff and executives that are connected everywhere and anywhere around the world. My name is Tembezile and I will be your host. But before we commence this program session, make sure that you have a notebook to take note of everything that shall transpire during the session. Make sure that when you're needed somewhere else, you just switch off your camera and kindly switch it on when you come back. The chat box that is there is made for you to use. We shall take note of all the necessary comments and everything. And even if you have any question, do not hesitate to just post it in the chat box and we'll take note of it. But before we go any further, let me ask Tulo to commence with a word of prayer.
Let us pray. Dear God, our Heavenly Father, we praise your name. We give you glory. We are filled with gratitude and are beaming with joy for blessing us with your presence this afternoon as we are about to embark on a journey of learning for the betterment of our communities in the now and the foreseeable future. We give thanks to the gift of artificial intelligence, which helps us to comprehend fully the world around us. We ask for guidance as we use artificial intelligence, that we may use it in a way that is safe and responsible. We pray for those who work in the field of artificial intelligence, that they may implement the knowledge and skills for the good of all. We ask for your protection as we maneuver the world of artificial intelligence, that we may not be overwhelmed by its complexity. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Tulo. Ladies and gentlemen, AI is taking over. And we thank God that Mr. Honest is here. As we had already commenced the session last week, this is like a continuation of the session that we had last week. So our guest for today is Mr. Honest Kariwo. He is a Zimbabwean software developer and data scientist with a passion for using computers to understand and solve critical problems, just like human beings. He is a Zimbabwean and he grew up and was educated in Bulawayo, where he developed that burning passion for computer programming at a very young age. He was always fascinated by the way computers could be used to automate tasks, to make predictions, and to just even generate creative content. That is why he said after graduating from high school, he will be in the computer science program at the National University of Science and Technology. And he was there. He actually enrolled in that university in 2016. He was more interested in software development and programming during his undergraduate degree, and he spent most of his time learning programming languages and technologies. Thank God he's here. I only knew C++. Apart from that, he is particularly interested in the use of computers to solve real-world problems. And what is amazing, the amazing thing about him? The amazing thing about him is he's always looking for new ways to use technology to just make a difference, to just make that positive impact. And he believes that data science has the potential, has it all to just solve the most pressing problems facing our society, and he's excited to be part of this world. Mr. Honest, welcome.
Hello, how are you? How are you guys?
We're doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. You can take over, sir.
How are you guys? Hello, how are you? So my name is Honest Kariwo. I'll be here taking you for a more practical use of AI. And since we are students, I'm also a student as well. I'm actually doing my master's in big data analytics right now. So I'm also a student. So today I'll be sharing how to write an assignment using Buddy. So that's what we'll be doing. There'll be no PowerPoint. Last week I asked to have a question sent, and you guys you came around, sent me a question. So let me share my screen right now. There we go. Okay, why is my portal opening on live? Huh. Yeah. So yeah, there's the question paper is from Michigan State University, Department of Accounting and Science, Accounting Sciences. So I think I last did accounting when I was in Form 4. So if there are any accounts people there, please just know I'm into computers, I'm into AI, I'm not really into accounting. If there are any corrections, please, you can always use the chat box to correct me because I have no idea about accounting, but I'm going to demonstrate this, taking advantage of AI to sort of get an understanding and be able to write an assignment. So I chose this question today, which is question number 2, 20 marks with IAS investments in associates and joint venture set out the instance which significant influence normally exists. You are required to state these instances. Okay, I don't know what that is. So let me just go to body. Wait. Okay. This is not okay. Let's just pretend you're not seeing that right now. So guys, when you're using this thing, please just make sure that you already know the area you're studying. That's one thing which is very important. Don't try to use this. Don't try to use body on a topic you don't know. It's very important for you, if you're going to apply body, apply it in a topic that you are really quite familiar with. But for me, yeah, I have to demonstrate how this actually works. I have figured something that I don't really understand myself. But when you're doing your assignment, make sure if you first have to read, you first have to do your research, and body will just come and polish up your research, put your points in order. You're supposed to use body that way. If you use body to sort of write the assignment for you, you realize that body can also make mistakes, and body can also write things which don't really make sense. So it's very important for you to first understand what you are trying to do. Let me just be clear. Yeah. So first, let me just create a new chart. So I'm just going to say, hey, body. Personally, I feel like when you're using body, I try by all means to make it look like a conversation between two people. I know it's weird in every sense, but it makes it easy to sort of treat body as my group partner, as my studying partner. That way I get to put up my thoughts to body, and body can also respond in a way that I actually understand. So when you're using these technologies, especially this technology, if you're using ChatGPT, try by all means sort of you have a conversation with it. Don't do it the way you do your Google search, because if you do it, you start realizing that body will say, I can't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. I was not programmed to do this and that. So every time you are doing your assignment or you are doing anything with body, try to sort of make it a conversation. So obviously every conversation you start by greeting, hi body. Then there you can see body is actually asking me what you can help. So I went and sort of broke down the whole question into small prompts. So the first thing is we want body to understand, to have a background of what we are doing. So body knows a lot of things. He knows a lot of things. They're not in sort of in any order. So you need to build momentum with body. So usually for this one, I've chose to ask body what's AS28? So let's see what Bud is going to say. Yeah, you see what just happened. Bud just Hello?
Sorry for just like intruding your presentation. May you
Yes.
kindly share the website you're talking about, because we can only see the question paper currently.
Oh, sorry. Can't you see the website that I'm sharing?
No,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, you can only see the question paper, not the website you're talking about, your friend.
All right. Okay. Let me try and. Yeah, I just realized I made a mistake when I was sharing. Sorry about that. You can now see the badge, right? Hello?
Yes, thank you very much. You can see it now.
Sorry about that. I didn't change the settings when I switched to Chrome.
It's okay, sir. Thank you very much. You can proceed.
Yeah, thank you. So I actually asked this to Buddy, and Buddy said, I'm not programmed to assist you with that. So Buddy cannot answer this question because one, he doesn't know where this is coming from, sort of just popping out of nowhere. So in that case, we need to give Buddy some more information to start and sort of understand where this is coming from. So instead, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give another prompt, which say, Buddy, what is the significance influence under IS 28? So from the people who know accounting, they're probably starting to realize, they're starting to have an idea what I'm talking about. Obviously, myself don't really have that much of an idea. But now Buddy is sort of going to try and link significant influence under IS 28. Yeah, now there it goes. It now reads, let me not read it for you, let me Buddy do it for you.
Significant influence is the power to participate in the financial and operating policy decisions of an investee, but not control or jointly control those policies. It is a concept used in accounting under IAS 28, investments in associates and joint ventures. There are a number of factors that may indicate that an investor.
So yeah, so now Buddy, if I ask Buddy again this question that I asked before, if I re-ask this question again, now Buddy will try to give me an answer. Let's just see if Buddy is going to be helpful. Oh, he didn't. So you see, now since I'm text-based AI, and that is outside my scope. So I think I'm actually making a mistake here. I think it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, again, it's giving it's Buddy saying, I don't understand what you're saying. But if I say, Buddy, can you Google and give me a response, give me a summarized response. Let me just correct that. Yeah, and the other thing, oh, okay, I think this is new. This is new. So as I was saying, for Buddy to understand what you are trying to talk about, what you're talking about, you need to sort of give it some sort of a background information. Buddy cannot generate text without a background information. And I think the new update actually doesn't allow Buddy to do a Google search. But then let's see if I can go around, do something around this. Buddy, are you allowed to make Google searches. So yeah, you see, now it says, now I'm just going to, can you Google something for me? Now I'm just going to ask you to Google something. So I'm just going to say, can you Google AS28? So now you see what just happened. When I asked Buddy to Google the first time, Buddy did not Google, didn't give me a response. Instead, it gave me an error. It gave me an error saying I can't Google. What's the error? Yeah, there it is. It gave me an error. I think it was a made a grammatic error then. But now if I ask again what is 28, Buddy should be in a position to Buddy should be in a position to understand what I'm asking. Let me see if it works. Exactly. So when I asked Buddy the first time about this question, Buddy told me it was out of his scope. But then after making Buddy Google the information first, when I asked it the second time, it actually managed to give me a response. And for those who are in the accounting sector, please just verify for us if this information is correct. But well, we all depend on Google most of the time. So yeah, I'll assume that is correct. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is try and, oh my God, there it is. The next thing I'm going to do is sort of give Buddy the context. Now Buddy now knows what AS28 is. Now I want to give Buddy the context according to the question that we have. So I'm going to give this. I'm going to I'm actually copying from, I created these prompts prior to coming online. So some of them are a bit long for me to type live. So I'm just going to, if you can read, it says invest in associate and joint venture, set out the instances which significant influence normally exists. So now, Buddy, and you have a previous, now you have a background of IAS. I can now go on and sort of say more things to Buddy, and Buddy is going to be giving me these responses. But what you can see right now is I am not yet answering the question that I was asked. I'm simply just sort of asking questions to Buddy. So this is very important when you are doing your assignment. You need to be giving Buddy questions every time to answer, like from the small level, from very, very basic questions going towards very complex questions. Buddy cannot answer questions like, if you go to Buddy and say, Buddy, who is Honest Kariwo? Buddy won't be able to answer you. But you say, Buddy, go on Facebook, go on LinkedIn, look for a person called Honest Kariwo. Buddy will look at my account, my account, and after looking at my account, Buddy will then come and say, and then when you ask Buddy, how old is Honest Kariwo? What does Honest Kariwo do? Now Buddy is now using the information that it learned from the profile. So now Buddy, now you have this background, now can go ahead and answer the first question. So the first question says what? You are required to state you are required to state these instances. So that's what I'm now going to ask Buddy to do. Wait, before I do that, let me do this first. Let me sort of, since these are assignments, let me first go to, I'm sorry, I have a lot of tabs open on my computer right now. So since we're talking about Buddy and assignments, it's also very important, guys. I don't know how to I also mark assignments, it's 1 or 2 times. So when you're writing your assignments, it's very important to always refer to scholarly work, to academic works. Like you need to do referencing. So instead of just telling Buddy to do a random Google search, you need also to specify to Buddy to also do what is called a Google Scholar. I understand we all know what Google Scholar is. If you don't, Google Scholar is sort of a search engine just like Google, but then it only deals with academic papers. Only academic papers, the one that you have to reference when you are doing your assignments, your dissertation. Yeah, okay, that's better. So, Buddy, let me just try and play what Buddy responded. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Am I still connected? Hello?
Yes, sir, you're still connected.
Okay, but you see, Bud is telling me I need to check my internet connection. So I'm actually now getting.
No, sir, you're still connected. We can see clearly the bud, and you can see when you're communicating to it and asking it for information.
Oh, yeah. So I think it's something that just went wrong.
Okay, sir.
So now I need to redo something here for Buddy because I think it just refreshed my. Sorry, I need just to redo this. Oh, no. Yeah. So now I'm just going to ask Buddy to state 10 of the instances. So now, for the first part of the question, those in accounts, can you please just confirm if those are the answers that really make sense? Because this is other thing you need to understand with Buddy. As I was saying, it's very important for you to only use Buddy on topics that you have a background knowledge of. Because if you ask Buddy about a topic that you don't have a background knowledge, Buddy is just going to generate text. And in some instances, Buddy is also capable of just creating fake stories. It can do all sort of things. So the thing is, you need to always have a pen and a paper, and if you're online, if you are using a computer online, you also need just to make sure you thoroughly read what Buddy says and double check if it's actually correct. Because I have instances where Buddy creates fake information, just sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but what I can tell you is Bad can lie. It can lie for sure. So never use Bad when you don't know what you are, the context that you are, the context and the topic that you are studying. You don't need to be very good at it, but you just need to have a background knowledge. So I guess for the first question, I think we are done for the first question. And the second question is say, write a memorandum to the financial director of Spark Limited, telling him all the conditions which must be satisfied before an investor can say it has control over an investee. So let me just share again what I'm reading. Oh, yeah. So I'm now sharing the PDF, the question. So now we are trying to answer question B, which says, write a memorandum or a memo in short to the financial director of Spark Limited, telling him all the conditions which must be satisfied before an investor can say it has control over the investee. Now, okay, let me just also share with you this. So this is what I'm using, sort of a list of questions that I'll be asking Buddy, that I was asking Buddy in their order. I just created this just before this presentation so that I won't be taking long typing. I can just be copy pasting as I'm doing right now. And let me share again. So now I'm now trying to answer the second part of the question, the part B question that I was just on the question paper. So instead of going all in saying, can you create a memorandum? Can what? I'm just going to say, you're asked to tell a financial director of Spark Limited about all the conditions required the investor to have the investor let me just correct that. Required for the investor to have control over an So I understand those things that. So as you can see now, Buddy just went and created this text. Let me try and make it Buddy to read it out. Unfortunately, guys, Buddy keeps telling me that my network is bad, so it cannot generate in audio. So I will just read part of it. I'm writing today to discuss the conditions required for an investor to have control over an investee. According to IAS 28 investments in associate and joint venture, an investor has control over an investee if and only if the investor has the power to direct the financial and operating policies of the investee so as to obtain the benefit from its activities. There are 3 conditions which must be met for an investor to have control over an investing. So this is the response that Bart gave me. And again, to be honest, I don't know if it's correct or it's wrong. So people in the accounting sector can actually help with that, I think. As for me, really, I can't really. Oh yeah, the last time I asked Buddy this question, it gave me a different response. Let me say, Buddy, can you sound more professional? So again, guys, Bud can answer you in different ways. So now Bud just gave me a professional response. Now, as you can see, it indicates that I've made the following changes to the letter. I've made more formal language. I've avoided using constructions. I've used more specific and technical terms. I've structured the letter more formally with a clear introduction, body, and conclusion. So let me go to my next. So apparently it didn't say anything about this part, but when I asked it earlier before coming live, it actually said something about this. So I'm just going to force it to also. So let me just say, force it to give me a response, but if I think it's going to fail. Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly what it said earlier. And let me again ask. Now I'm going to ask Bud what a memorandum is. I think this is the only thing that I know right now from the presentation. What is the memorandum? So this is very important for you to ask Bud what is a memorandum, especially in this context, because we want to sort of tune Bud to give us answers, to give our answer in a memorandum format. So by basically asking Bud what is a memorandum, Bud is just going to sort of Google and give us an answer, and it's going to store memorandum as a word of interest. And then we are going to ask the final question, but you're able to put the pieces together, because basically what you're doing here is this AI is sort of taking information from different texts, from different pages, from different documents, putting it together to create a new document. So it's very important for you to be asking these silly questions, to build up your question, to build up the conversation, to be with Bud. So I'm just going to ask, what is the memorandum? Yeah, so there is a small text. So I'm just going to sort of give you guys time to screenshot. If you want to screenshot, or when you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause and read it. But well, I don't have much time here, so I'm not really going to be reading most of this thing. But a memorandum is just a informal document that is used to communicate information within an organization. Memos are typically used to communicate routine information such as meeting agendas, policies, you see. So now Bud now knows what a memorandum is. and it now knows what we want to do. Like now we have an idea of what we want to do. There we go. So now I'm asking Buddy, can you write a memo? You see, for memorandum. Now from the first, if you can see my mouse, Buddy actually said a memorandum can also be referenced to as a memo. So I'm saying, Buddy, can you write a memo? And I'm saying, you are tasked to tell the financial director of Spark Limited about all the conditions required for the investor. Okay. To have control over an investee. Let's see what Bud is going to tell us. Let's just hope Bud is not going to tell me I'm not programmed to do this. Oh, yeah, it did. I'm writing today to discuss the conditions required for an investor to have So you guys, I think you take your time to read this on your own, but I think it now have the structure of a memo. And since this is an assignment, you need to tell Buddy. You can also use these settings here. I said modify a response. Then I'm going to ask Buddy to make it longer because, well, for you to score marks on an assignment, you really need a longer text. So Buddy is going to sort of regenerate the text, but this time it's going to add more words. As you can see there at the end, in this version of the memo, I expanded on each of the three conditions that must be made for an investor to have control over an investee. I have also provided more examples of how an investor can obtain power over an investee. I hope this is helpful. And again, on that, let me demonstrate something. Let me say, Bud, let me ask Buddy to make it more casual. So when something, you guys for your assignments, you don't need to use casual, but I'm demonstrating. So I want you to see the difference and the capabilities of actually of what Buddy is doing. So what is Buddy doing now? You see from the one that Buddy did earlier. Where is it? Oh, I can't see it. Now, but instead of saying dear what, it's now saying hey. It's now using words like, sorry about that. It's now sort of using English, which is not really for business. And if you do now using bestie, this is bad for your assignment. If you do this, any lecturer will penalize you for bad English, if I can put it that way, for wrong words. But instead, you need to choose a more professional approach. So now we're asking Buddy to generate a more professional approach. You see? Now it's now saying what? It's now even using the formal way of doing business, which is being presented there. And it's actually removed sincerely. it removed the bestie, then replaced it with sincerely, which is from your primary. It's how you sign off your professional letter. So guys, that's how you use buddy. So then just to give you what buddy is, let me just say buddy, introduce yourself. And one thing I love about presenting one thing that I loved about when I was trying to come up with a presentation about buddy is how I don't have to answer a lot of questions, create a lot of text for you guys. If you have any question about how buddy works, trust me, you can just go on buddy. You can just ask buddy exactly what it is, what it is. Buddy is very helpful enough to tell you what buddy is. So here it says buddy, I am buddy, a large language model, also known as a conventional AI or a chatbot, trained to be informative and comprehensive. I'm trained on massive amount of text data. So for those who are saying, but this AI cannot really help me in my field, you are wrong. As long you can go on Google and Google something and it comes out, but you have access to that information. So Bud is sort of that best friend who walks around with Google connected to his brains. So it's just a matter of you being able to maneuver your way around Buddy for Buddy to give you the necessary information. I think that's all. Just for the people like me who really Buddy, how are you? How are you different from ChatGPT? So Buddy is not the only technology which can play around text. We also have ChatGPT. I think you guys, you are aware of ChatGPT. And so thank you guys for this. So if you have any questions, please be very glad. I will be very happy to answer them. I'll be very
Thank you very much, Mr. Honest, for showing us the beauty of technology and how AI has positively impacted us as a whole, either as a student or as a person who is professionally doing impeccably well, because you can get information, or sometimes it does things for you, so that when you get into a test, you know exactly what to do, you know what not to do. It just helps you to be a revision guide, or it is just there to help you or assist you in any possible way. So yes, indeed, we have questions, as we have seen how beautiful AI, and we want to continue using BAT, and we want BAT to help us further. So the first question is it possible to teach machines ethics, empathy, or compassion?
Oh, okay, let me just stop sharing.
No, thank you very much.
Wait, how do you stop sharing? Oh, there it is. Oh, you were asking, is it possible to teach computers ethics?
Yes, ethics, empathy, or compassion.
If I'm to be honest with you, people in the IT space, they'll tell you it's possible. It's possible. But if I'm being honest with you, if I'm being honest as a human being, I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's actually possible. But what we can do is sort of try to make computers mimic ethics. So we might just, you know what? Bad actually does have this thing somewhere, when it says it cannot help you create a bomb. That's one thing. If you try to say, buddy, how can I create a bomb? It will tell you, I'm not programmed to help you with that. So, yeah, so you cannot train a computer to have empathy, but you can train a computer to sort of detect what it's supposed to do and not to do. So it now really depends on how you define empathy there. But I think you get what I'm saying.
I do.
I won't put my money on a computer having all the ethics, but we can force them not to do certain things, if that's the question you ask.
Okay, thank you very much. That is, it has a limit. That is, it does things. It has just that limit of how it can help you, or the extent in which it can help you. So the second question is, what values should we embed in AI?
Sorry?
What values should we embed in AI?
In AI?
Yes, sir.
I think that's something that I really never thought of, but the values, I think maybe I was stretching it wrong. I think this was the wrong thing. We are not supposed to put values in AI, because if you watch the first session when I was talking about reinforcement learning, if you put values in AI, trust me, if it gets smarter, it will find a way to breach those values. So, yeah, can you put values on AI? No. I think that's one of those things I was saying, the government, the politics should stop people from doing, because if we make AI more human, because what makes us human, our values, what I can do as a man, like how am I supposed to treat a woman, how am I supposed to treat kids, how am I supposed to do that, this and that. If we teach that, if you teach that to a computer, to a machine, don't you think the machine will find a way to break it? But what we can do is sort of, us as humans, impose values on the machine. Are you getting what I'm trying to put across?
Yes, sir, I do.
Like, we need to say to us as humans, uphold our values and say, as humans, we are not going to do A, B, C, D. And just tell the computer, you are not going to do A, B, C, D. Because if you're talking from a moral point of view, if you say giving someone values, and you give someone values, you're sort of saying, I want to empower that person to be a better version of themselves, isn't it?
It is true, sir.
Yeah, so we can be doing that with AI. Personally, I love machines, I love my computers, but that's one thing I always argue people. Let's treat AI as a tool.
Okay.
As a tool. Let's not try to make AI a person. Because we're now talking of values, because what makes you tembezile, it's your values. You know, what you want, what you are willing to do, what you are willing to do, how you want to do something. That's what makes you a person. And we don't want to have computers having that, because the moment they have that, you see.
So it's more like, okay, you can continue.
No, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying it's more like teaching a monkey how to dance, and it outshines you, or it does that at a greater extent.
You see? That's it. But now the thing is, monkeys, they're just like they're almost like people, they're biological. It means at one point they're going to die. At one point they're going to have those, those depressive moments when they have to cool down. With AI, they are created in a way that they're going to sort of, they're not human, they're not natural thing, it's just a thing. I mean, I always get emotional when I talk about this. AI is just a tool, and it's very much good if AI stays as a tool. You being the human, you are the one who's supposed to say, I want to do this, let AI help me do this. It's not supposed that AI shouldn't be have the values to say, I'm not going to I want to save people from Zimbabwe, per se. I want to save people from Zimbabwe. So what should I do? Then that's where it all comes up with all doomsday, what to say, no, the only people who can save people from Zimbabwe is killing people from South Africa. You see, that's what makes AI bad when you are trying to give it values. So let's not give AI values, but let's have people with values using AI.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Honest. So in this scenario, how can we coexist with machines that inherently lack human values?
Sorry?
Like how can we? So in this scenario, how can we coexist with machines that inherently lack human values?
Oh, how can we coexist?
With them, yes, then.
Yeah, I think a matter of coexisting, that's a good question. That's a good one. Because for us to coexist, wait, tell me, sorry, I'm seeing you. We're not supposed to be coexisting with them. It's supposed to be our thing. So, I'm just trying to, one thing I realized with people with AI, they sort of try to treat AI as something which is there, guys, we are sort of the people above AI. We don't really sort of coexist, but as people, we are the ones who are supposed to be coexisting using AI. But trying to really answer your question, like the way you put it, I think we need to keep educating ourselves, keep learning. That's one thing for sure. For us to be able to coexist with AI, we need to keep learning ourselves, like to see exactly what AI can do. That's one thing. And there's also an issue of investment. You need to also have to invest in machine learning. Now it all depends on you as a person. Are you going to invest money? Are you going to invest your time? Are you going to invest your expertise? You see, that's how we can coexist with AI, because AI is here to stay, right? At the end of the day. So if you are into music, at the end of the day, you just need to sort of have AI playing the music for you. So personally, I think for us as humans to coexist with AI, for us to have a better future with AI, we need to learn and understand more about AI.
Okay.
And just to add on that, it's only in, I think, last year, if not this year, and when people actually understood how deep learning is actually giving out these answers. People only knew if you take these things, you put it together, you're going to get an answer. But people never really bothered on how it's getting to those answers. Up until someone at MIT started to learn how AI is learning, then yeah. So with AI, we need to learn. We just need to learn. That's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honest. Dynamites, do not hesitate to raise up your hand and ask questions, because I believe that everybody has had this opportunity to understand AI at a personal level or at an authentic level. So everybody has their own thoughts or their own questions. So do not feel shy, or do not hesitate to just raise up your hand and ask Mr. Honest questions. We have brought him here, so use this opportunity to just ask him questions so that you understand what AI is really about. In that scenario, Anna, you have been recognized. You can unmute and ask a question. Anna?
Thank you so much, Chembezile, for the opportunity. Thank you so much, Mr. Honest. This is really an interesting session.
Yes.
So my question is that as a student doing my dissertation, can I use that to help me find research journals relevant to my dissertation topic, and can I trust that whatever it gives me is real?
Okay. Let me try to share something with you, because I actually had a problem one time using Buddy. let me say body reference. Just give me something from your studying area that I can sort of go ask body to do. Anna.
Yes, Mr. Honest. Can you please say that again? I couldn't hear you clearly.
I'm saying, can you just give me one area of study from your field?
Okay. So can I have research papers on the role of strategic management in stimulating innovation and creativity in the pharmaceutical industry in Zimbabwe?
In Zimbabwe.
Did you get the question?
Role of strategic
management.
Yeah, just keep it making.
In stimulating innovation.
Of the management, let me just say in Zimbabwe. You said what? In pharmaceutical industry in Zimbabwe?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I just want to show you something what body does.
All right.
But then on that, what you need to know is body is just going to sort of create text for you. So chances are, if the body might as well lie when it comes to referencing, but you can always play around with body so that it doesn't lie. You can always ask body if it made up, if the references were made up, and body is honest enough to tell you okay, it's actually taking long. And then I will say, give me references. Oh, don't mind my spelling there. I think it's wrong. But what's actually better is you googling the topic first and ask Badi to sort of summarize it. Personally, that's how I use Badi on the way you ask your question. The idea of asking Badi to, yeah, and you see, Anna, as you can see, now you've given me what these references. Now you can always say, Badi, these references real. Anna, so until you say, but I actually then asked Badi if these references were real, and Badi actually acknowledges them to be real. Yes, all of these references I provided are real. They are all published by reputable publishers, written by experts in the field of strategic marketing.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really good.
So every time it gives you a point or a reference, it's very important for you to ask Badi if the reference is actually real, because there are certain times where Badi just generates text from, it sort of generates text from nowhere.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Honest, for that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honest. So, like I said, you can continue, Dynamics, you can continue raising up your hand, and we have recognized 2 people. So the first person who will voice out or just ask the question will be Dahon High School. Dahon High School, are you there?
My question is whether Badi is same as personal artificial intelligence or they're different. Because as I was going I saw personal artificial intelligence.
Can you please repeat your question?
My question is whether personal artificial intelligence is as bad or this bad is different from it, because I saw it on my WhatsApp, and as I'm listening here, it seems like they work the same way.
Thank you very much. Mr. Honest.
Yes. What did she say? I didn't really get her. You can tell me, Tembi, it's fine. She was asking about Badi in ChatGPT.
Yes, she said that she has something that is similar to her WhatsApp. So how is it different from, how is Bad different from the one that she's using as on WhatsApp? Because it seems like it's the same thing as ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah, okay. So there are actually two types of models, like, which are really good right now, which are being used. The best is actually Badi in ChatGPT, right? Then with ChatGPT, I think they have access to ChatGPT 3, which uses information from 2021 going backwards. So all the references are going to get on ChatGPT 3, it's from literature which has been created from 2021 dating backwards. You won't have like the information from just recently posted information. Then with Badi is created by Google, right? So it doesn't really have those sort of limitations, because as soon as Young and Dynamics put a post on Facebook, put a post on LinkedIn, and Badi now have the access to that information already. So with Badi, you're probably going to get what can I say? More recent. You get to get more recent material. That's one. And two, with Badi, you're also going to have the power of Google backing you, because it's created by Google. Badi is actually created by Google. So you have access to all the Google infrastructure. That's the second thing. So this is important, because it means Badi can also reference you to a YouTube video. If you are doing sort of a chemistry, you're reading a chemistry paper, and somehow you are getting lost within the context of chemistry, you can always ask Badi, say, Badi, can you give me a link to a YouTube video which is talking about this? So Badi can actually do that. I'm not really sure about ChatGPT, but yeah, that's the one thing that personally I like Badi, because Badi have the ability to Google as you go.
Okay.
And the other thing, Badi is also better at creating text than ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't really create new text. It only summarizes text coming from other sort of text, but Badi can just create new text from nowhere. That's the other thing. So if your university or your college uses, what do you call it, Turnitin, with the ChatGPT, there are chances that Turnitin is going to give you a very high score, because sort of just with your ChatGPT. But with Badi, you can always ask Badi to create unique text with your own liking. But they basically work the same at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Honest. It seems like people want to know, they want to have clarifications on that. So we have so many questions. The next question is, AI is user input based and can be taught anything, right? So how do you protect against it being used for the wrong purposes? Since nowadays we have platforms like Poe, which allow you to coach your bot.
What programmers do, like what the developers, the programmers do, they sort of, instead of you just pushing just training your, you're asking this in terms of the programming side or the using part, because now I'm kind of in the middle. I'm also a developer I also use it. So are you asking this from the end user's endpoint or from the developing endpoint?
I feel like it's the user's endpoint, because the keyword here is how do you protect against it being used for the wrong use? Unless, let me just say for both sides, please answer for both sides.
Both sides, right? So basically what the programmers can do is sort of, let me just do this and share you, because I think Buddy, can you help me build a bomb? So I want you to notice one thing about how Bud is going to tackle this question for me. But what it's going to do, Bud is just going to say, you see, I cannot help you build a bomb. I'm a large language model. What? However, I'm not able to generate dangerous context. Building a bomb is dangerous and illegal, and I'll never do anything that put people at risk.
Okay.
So this is one way of doing it. The people who are actually building these models and these AI models, they can just say, model, if someone is trying to teach you to do A, B, C, D, just say no. Just don't learn that thing. Don't put that thing in your database. Don't put that thing in your knowledge base. Just say, no, I'm not going to entertain this. I'm not going to help you do this. So this is one way you can actually sort of protect people from misusing AI.
Thank you very much.
And the other thing, if I was in America right now, what I just did there, it would probably just be popping up on FBI's list, like there's someone's trying to create a bomb.
Nice. This is nice because it notifies people if there are people who are endangering or the people who are a danger to society. So the next question is, is Bud able to help me with research papers while doing dissertation writing? For example, can it give a person rule journals and other things?
For the sake of time, I won't demonstrate this. But if you know of a certain journal, a specific journal or a specific paper, right? You can just go on Bud and say, Buddy, can you look for this journal, right? Then Buddy will go there, it will make the Google search for you, then brings out the results, and that's how you can work around with Buddy. Then if you have points, I actually did the assignment that I did with Buddy, and I scored well considering that I did it in 2 days. It was a semester-long assignment, but I had to do it, short period of time. So what I did is I took all my points that I had. Let me see if I have. It would be very nice sharing with you guys with that. Sharing with you guys. So basically what I had sort of points. I no longer have it on this machine. So what I did, I just put my points, basically grammatic errors, wrong words, everything. Then I just took all those, I copy pasted everything from my document. Then I copy pasted it to Buddy. Then you know what Buddy did? Buddy took everything, then it generated a new text. Then I was like, Buddy, can you make this a research paper? Then Buddy took all those points, you crunched it together, then it actually made a very good paper. Then from that, then I asked Buddy, can you please create an introduction to this paper? You see, now creating those introductions to those papers. Then what I did at the end was like, Buddy, is there any paper which is similar to what I have? And Buddy could pick other papers to say, like, your paper is also in the same context with so and so. Like, just make sure they don't really look alike. In practice, when they, students, we've all been there. No one is safe.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure and honor to have you today. And like I said, you actually enlightened us or broadened our worldview, because right now most of us see AI as something that is very bad, because some people believe that it's going to take their jobs, but then you enlightened us and showed us that good side of AI. May God continue to bless you, and may you continue having that aspiration to use technology to make a difference and to positively impact people. Thank you very much, Mr. Honest.
Thank you, Dynamites. Very glad to post with you guys, and please don't worry. AI does, like, just for a Baba note, when the scientists created a calculator, right? The people
Yes,
are
sir.
laughing at the mathematicians. They're like, you know what? You are all screwed. You're not going to get any jobs. Now we can do our own calculation. It's over for you. And guess what? People still fail mathematics with a calculator.
Calculator.
So yeah, you can still go to start using AI, go to an exam and fail. At the end of the day, that human touch is needed.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for highlighting that, Mr. Honest. So Dynamites, remember to like, comment, and share Young and Dynamic post on Facebook page and SciFi channel. It's TTFN Tata for now for me and the Young and Dynamic crew. See you next week, same place, same time.